So I've worked remotely for many years now. I've had remote jobs for many years, but if something happened to me and I had to start over with no knowledge, no skills, no experience, under the current market conditions, what would I do? How would I get a remote job again with a starting salary of at least 5, 6, 7 grand a month? That pretty much gave me all the freedom of time and movement and like location that I'm so used to having now. I'm not gonna waste any time. I'm gonna get right into it. Here's the exact step-by-step that I would follow. First, I'd make sure I have a regular job, like a job that gives me some income while I'm looking for that remote job. And that could be anything really. It could be doing deliveries, it could be driving Uber, it could be being a waiter, it could be working construction, like any job that is easy to get, like easier to get than most jobs, and that pays me enough to cover my living expenses. Of course, with a basic job like this, I'd have to adjust my lifestyle to make sure I'm always living within my means, within the income that I'm making at any given time. Because the whole goal of having this regular job is so that I know that my expenses are, like my bills are paid, and I'm not coming into remote job interviews sounding desperate. This is one of the biggest mistakes people make. Like they get excited about getting a remote job. They either don't have a job or they have a job that doesn't pay their bills. And they dive headfirst into trying to get a remote job, and it doesn't work because that desperate energy comes across. Like when you're coming into an interview, you can't come with that energy. Like you have to come knowing that if you don't get the job, you're still gonna be fine. Once that's taken care of, then I would dive deep into research, into finding out exactly what type of remote job I should be going into. And to do that research, I would use 3 criteria. First, it's a job that doesn't require a university degree. Second, it's a job that doesn't require previous experience. Third, it's a job that is where it's easy for you to differentiate yourself among other applicants, even if you're new. Now, the first 2 are pretty self-evident. You get it right away. The third one, when it comes to differentiating yourself, what exactly does that mean? It just means, how can you make yourself look different from the 150 other applicants that are applying to this specific job? Now, right now, in the digital space, in the remote job space, the easiest way for you to differentiate yourself is to position yourself as a superior in-house alternative to a typical service delivery agency. Whatever type of typical online service delivery agency we're talking about, you position yourself as a much better alternative to that agency. Because what happened in recent years is the market has been flooded with thousands and thousands and thousands of these agencies. Whatever kind of agency it is. It could be a marketing agency, it could be an advertising agency, it could be a content agency, any agency that delivers service in the digital space. And most of the agencies that are coming into the market, that have come into the market, they suck. They deliver shit quality results, really bad quality results, and bad quality work in general. And there's virtually no business owner that hasn't been touched by one of these agencies. Like if you talk to any business owner, they're probably gonna tell you something like, I've worked with an agency before, I hated it, I don't wanna do it again. And a lot of them continue to work with other agencies because agencies are just always doing reach out, always doing advertising. These business owners are being bombarded, and the agencies are really good at marketing, at selling themselves. But then they deliver shit quality results. But the business owners that are catching on to this, they're realizing how much better it would be to have an in-house person. Like they'd much rather have an in-house advertiser, media buyer, than hire an advertising agency. They'd much rather have an in-house content person than hire a content agency. They'd much rather have an in-house SEO manager than hire an SEO agency. And even the ones that aren't yet aware, not even aware, like they just don't think about hiring someone in-house, it's very easy to bring this to their attention. Like the minute you explain to them how much better it is to have an in-house person, they'll get it right away. And they'll immediately shift their focus from replying to all these agencies' advertisements that they get to looking for someone in-house. So if you can see yourself being that in-house person, like a reliable person who actually puts in the time to learn his craft, his skill, and who actually cares about delivering results, then there's an opportunity here for you. And by that token, there would be an opportunity for me if I was starting over. So once I did that research with those criteria that I mentioned, I would make a list of 5 to 10 different potential jobs that I could get, again, with that criteria. No degree, no previous experience, and easy to differentiate yourself in that one specifically. Mostly jobs that would be alternatives to a service delivered by an advertising agency. And these could be many. Could be media buying or advertising, could be content management, content creation, could be SEO management, could be copywriting, could be funnel building, could be CRO, conversion rate optimization, could be many, many different things. Then I would look into what is the one job, like the one subject that interests me the most. Is it advertising? Is it SEO? Is it content creation? Whichever subject naturally like pulls me the most. And don't overthink this. Like, it doesn't have to be your passion. Don't confuse the two things. You should have some interest for it. Don't overthink it. Just go with the thing that you're like, okay, advertising is definitely the most interesting thing out of these 10 things that I just listed. Next, I would find as much info, as much free information as I could on the subject that I picked. If it's advertising, I'd find everything I can for free online on YouTube, specifically on YouTube because I learn mostly through video. But if you learn through reading, you can look for articles. Whatever kind of learning style you have, look for free content online. I would also try to find a good paid course, not because it's necessary, or because I'd be hoping to find some secret information in a course. That's usually not the case. Most information is available for free online. But what a course does is usually just puts it right away, like you don't have to waste any time looking for it. You don't have to waste days or weeks or months looking for that specific information. And it has a structure that allows you to learn much better and much faster, and that essentially makes it much more likely that you'll achieve the end result that you have, because usually courses are made in processes where it's step 1, step 2, step 3, up to step 10, let's say, and then in step 10, if you follow the process, you should get the result. Again, obviously, if you put in the work, et cetera, et cetera. So I always try to look for a paid course if I can, when I'm trying to learn something. If I don't find any good ones, then I would just stick to free information. Once I have the course and the free, or just the free information, then I would really take it seriously, put my head down and work on acquiring the skill, like becoming as good as I can, learning as much as I can about the specific thing for at least 4 months. And again, taking it seriously. Not, doing it 1 hour a week, like when you remember it. No, like be consistent. Like study for an hour or 2 every day for 4 months. Remember, you're trying to get a job. You have to make yourself valuable to the market. You can't just do what everyone else does. You have to do a little bit more. Then once I get to the point where I start feeling like I have a good handle on the subject, not mastery, just competence. Once I reach that level, I would start reaching out to businesses offering to work for free with no catch, like no strings attached. No, I'm gonna ask you for a $5,000 a month retainer 3 months from now. No, like no catch at all. And that's important because that's gonna make you look different, because there is people offering to work for free, but most of these people are, first of all, they're agencies, most of the people that are offering this, or freelancers, and they're offering a free trial, basically. They're saying, I'll work for free for 2 weeks and then you pay me $5,000 a month or $10,000 a month or whatever it is. And when you come in and you just offer to work for free, no catch whatsoever, the business owner is gonna be like, who is this guy or this girl? Like you're gonna grab their attention, and they're gonna be much more likely to pay attention to you and take you seriously and admire you for doing that, because nobody does that anymore. Then once I'm doing some free work, something else I would focus on is going into LinkedIn and networking with as many people in my industry as possible. If I'm in advertising, I would network with I would send connection requests, try to connect with as many media buyers or advertising managers as I possibly could, and try my best to get a recommendation letter from one of them. If that means I have to help them for free too with some of their work, like let's say it's a professional advertiser, media buyer that is, he has 10 years of experience and he's very busy and he's working 8 hours a day, and you can help him do some of his work and take 2 hours a day off of his plate, and he gives you a recommendation letter in exchange for that within a month, that's more than worth it. Once I have at least one recommendation letter and I have a few weeks or a month or two of this free work experience, then I would go right away into job hunting, like actually looking for a paid position. That means I would go into job boards, I'd go into Upwork, I'd go into LinkedIn, I'd go into Indeed, any job boards that I can find, any place where companies are posting open jobs. But I would also do some research myself and make lists of interesting companies that I can, especially if I can see that they're working with an agency. And I would message them directly, even if they're not opening if there's no open job. If they're not advertising any jobs in my field, in whatever field I chose, I would still message them, because that's where there's a lot of opportunity that people are missing. People are just applying to open jobs, which is, it's normal, I get it. But people don't think about just directly reaching out and trying to sell themselves, because people also don't realize that they're selling themselves when they're going for the job hunting stage. But if you realize that, you're gonna reach out to companies that don't have any open jobs, and you're gonna sell yourself, in this specific case, as a superior alternative to whatever agency they're working with, and you're gonna make the company see how it's gonna be so much better to have a full-time member of the team working for them instead of hiring an agency. And I would not send any templated, not templated, like I wouldn't send the same message to everyone. I wouldn't use any of these new AI tools that allow you to apply to 50,000 jobs in an hour. Don't do that. That's just don't do that. Like, personalize your applications. Doesn't mean you have to personalize everything, every single thing, and it's gonna take you 2 days to send one application. Just personalize the most important things. Like, one of the main things that I would do is send a Loom video. Like, go into, before you contact the company, do some research, basic research for 10 or 15 minutes, and figure out some basic problem that you see on their website, on their ads, whatever's your thing, and say, hey, I looked at this, I think, I see that you're working with for example, I see that you're working with an agency. Here's what I would do myself if I came in and worked in-house as a full-time member of your team. And then you do like a 2-minute Loom. Like, don't make it long. Remember, these are business owners. They're busy. So don't make a 10-minute Loom. But make a 2-minute Loom video and personalize each application. Try to send, instead of trying to send, 50 mass applications every day or 100, just try to send 3, 4, 5 applications every day that are personalized to a degree that still allows you to do some volume. And if you're thinking that that's a lot of work, well, it is. And that's what it takes. Like, you can't be lazy. That's what it takes. That's the process that people follow to get 5, 6, 7 grand a month salaries while having not really formal previous experience, no degree. That's how I started. I didn't have any formal previous experience. I didn't have a degree. I just started with positioning myself the right way and knowing how to sell myself in an interview and putting in the work during the job hunting stage, like actually sending as many personalized applications as I could, actually learning the skill and having a strategy that impressed the company that I was contacting. It's a conjunction of a lot of things, and it takes work, it takes dedication, it's not easy. But anyway, once I have all this, then it's just a matter of repetition. Like, it's just a matter of being consistent and sending 3, 4, 5 applications every day until something clicks. And it could take me 30 days, it could take me 60 days, it could take me 90 days. I'm gonna do it until it works. I mean, I'm not gonna do it until I'm 80 years old. Like, let's be reasonable here. But I'm also gonna set realistic expectations. Which means if I do some research and I figure out, usually it should take me 6 months to get a job like this without any experience. I'm gonna accept in my mind that it may take me 12. Because if I think it's going to take me 6 and I get to the end of the 6 and I've sent 150 applications and I still don't have a job, I'm going to lose motivation. I'm going to be like, no, this doesn't work, and I'm going to quit. Whereas if I just accept in my mind that it may take 12, I'm going to be like, okay, I said it was going to take 12, so let's just keep going. And like, eventually it's just a matter of numbers, where you get to the end of the 12 months and there's the 500 people that started with you in the beginning, 490 have already quit. So it becomes a numbers game, and eventually something's going to click. But you can't stop, you can't give up. So that's pretty much everything that I would do if I had to start from zero. First, get a regular job that pays my bills. Second, do some research and actually put real thought into picking a remote job that makes sense for me, like a specific job that I want to go into, not just any job, a specific job. Then spend at least 4 months acquiring the skill, becoming as good as you can at that specific job, at that specific skill. Then get some free work, do some free work. Then try my best to get a recommendation letter. Then once I have all that, start job hunting and continue and repeat until I get the job. That's it. That's the game. It's not rocket science. It's not super complicated. There's nothing new. There's no secrets here. It's pretty straightforward, the process, but it's not easy. And because it's not easy, most people are not going to do it. And if you're one of the people that actually really wants that result of getting a remote job and being able to live wherever you want, go wherever you want, work from wherever you want, then you have to be willing to do what most people are not willing to do. You have to be willing to put in that work. If you want direct help with this, I have a full 6-month program that walks you through step-by-step how to go from 0 to landing a remote job as a professional media buyer, as a professional advertiser, because that's what I do, so that's what I can teach. If you pick any of the other skills, I'm sure there's other courses out there that teach that same skill. I'm an advertiser, so that's what I teach. So again, it's a course that walks you through step-by-step. It's a 6-month program, step-by-step, how to go from 0 to landing your remote job as a professional media buyer. If that sounds interesting to you, click the link in the description and check it out.